All right, so President Trump says he will soon nominate a new chief at the Bureau of Labor Statistics after firing the previous commissioner on Friday. The White House defending the move, citing huge revisions in that last jobs report.
I think it's really important now that we get a fresh set of eyes over there to try to modernize the labor data, because it has to be transparent, it has to be reliable, it has to be something the market can make big bets on. And right now it's not. When the revisions are bigger than the number itself, then you know you got trouble.
All right, let's bring in Robert Wolf, former economic advisor to President Obama and founder of 32 Advisors, also a Fox News contributor. Steve Wolf's going to join us in just a minute. When he's able, we'll pop him up. Robert, to you first, what is your reaction to this move? And maybe is it time to get a fresh look at how we deliver and collect this data so that it's, you know, maybe it reflects more a current snapshot of the economy?
So, Sandra, I don't have an issue that if we want to refresh how we look at it, but it's not rigged. The numbers are the numbers. We've had BLS for 80 years. I think Kevin Hassett embarrassed himself over the weekend. I didn't see them argue about the CPI number and inflation, which is also a BLS number. And when they asked him, you know, was the data wrong, he was tongue twisted. With that being said, I do think we have to refresh how we do it. The survey's done originally by business surveys. We used to get like 60% of an intake. Now we get about 45%. So we're working off a lower number. And so therefore, it's not surprising the revisions are more volatile. Well, but it's not because of a commissioner.
Well, I mean, these are significant revisions. And to be sure, we have looked into this in the past because the revisions just seem to get bigger and more frequent. Yeah. And Steve, I mean, isn't there a better way? President Trump, in his own words, is making the case that this didn't happen under the last presidency, that Biden got much better numbers from BLS. Listen.
And if you remember, just before the election, this woman came out with these phenomenal numbers on Biden's economy. Phenomenal numbers. And then right after the election, they announced that those numbers were wrong. And that's what they did the other day. So it's a scam, in my opinion.
He's making the case that Biden got more favorable numbers when these stats would come out. How do you see all this, Steve?
Well, Trump is right on the numbers, Sandra, that there have been roughly 1.5 million adjustment in the numbers that originally came out under Biden in terms of job creation. That's a big, big error. That's a huge error. Now, I agree with Robert. Most of this is the fact that we just have an outmoded system of how we're counting. And by the way, every Friday morning in the first Friday of the month, I'm on with Maria Bartiromo when we, Sandra, when those jobs numbers come out, and the economy depends on accurate numbers. Businesses make decisions based on those numbers. Employers make decisions on them. The government policy is oriented towards what those numbers show. And if they're unreliable, Houston, we've got a big problem. So I think whoever comes in to this, by the way, whoever even heard of the Bureau of Labor Statistics until this last week? But until someone comes in who is a real statistician who can fix the problem, because every month that goes by, Sandra, these numbers get more and more unreliable. It's like a blind man throwing a dart at a dartboard.
You know, I mean, but to your point, the markets have started to rely on more private data and analytics because the government data has just gotten it wrong so consistently.
That's
Charles
right.
Payne teed off on this morning with me on Fox and Friends. Listen.
This data is terrible. It's antiquated. We know how many people took a plane in this country yesterday. They put out credit card data on a daily basis. We know what's happening, high-frequency data. Why are we waiting for things that are going to be revised for 90 days to make current data? And by the way, this representative, people in this district should be pissed at him because you're arguing for restrictive policies that hurt middle class.
Yeah, so, Robert, you've got Senator Padilla and others, Democrats, who are saying that they want to investigate the firing of this BLS chief. Well, where are the Democrats who are saying we need to get this right? The markets depend on it. To Steve's point, the businesses depend on these numbers. How do we get this right? And shouldn't we all favor getting some fresh eyeballs on this so that we can get a more accurate count of our labor market?
Yeah, so there's two different things here. There's one, is the system rigged? Is it political? And the answer is no. Just to quote Trump's former head of BLS, William Beach, who rejected these claims, he said, by the time the commissioner sees the numbers, they're all prepared. They're locked in the computer system, completely rejecting the rigged system. To Steve's point and my earlier point, of course we need the numbers right. And of course we have to figure out if the business surveys are only going to be less than 50%, then we have to change it. I'm all for that. The only other thing I would say with Steve, when Biden was having peak CPI numbers, which came from the BLS, I didn't see them yelling and screaming those numbers are wrong.
No, but Robert, as you well know, they have, Steve, you can weigh in on this, they have gone after BLS in the past and said, why are you guys getting this so wrong? There's been an acknowledgement by BLS that they're getting it wrong, and they've said it's human error and sometimes technology glitches. Go ahead, Steve.
Here's the reason that some people are suspicious about the politicization of these numbers, Robert. It is that the errors were not random in the Biden years.
Right.
They always overstated what the number was, almost in every case, and a million misstatement is a big problem. So bring in some. And by the way, you said earlier,
I'm with you.
Robert,
it was 800,000. It was
Hold
insane.
on. But you said earlier
I'm with you on
that
that
it's been
one.
80. You said earlier it's been something like 75 or 80 years we've been doing this procedure. You're right about that. You know, the problem is it's not 80 years ago today. This is the year 2025. We got to modernize
this process.
this process.
We agree on that. We can get some a new way to look at these numbers so that they're more accurate, because having these numbers come out and then having these huge revisions after the market's already moved on the report doesn't really help anybody. We appreciate both of you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.